Hello and welcome to Truckers World for another video. Hope you're all doing well out there. I'm doing good myself. I'm in Blackpool at the minute. Just done a drop off and it's freezing. As you can see, I've got the big coat on. -1 here, lots of frost, not much snow though. So today's video is about my experiences after being probably on the agency, I would say for about a good 10 months now. I've been on the agency. And I'm just going to roll through a couple of things, obviously, on, goods and bad points, obviously, how I feel generally after being on the agency for this long. And first of all, obviously, my circumstances are such, just to put it short, I've got 2 young kids. My partner's a teacher, so she works long hours. We've got no help with the kids whatsoever. And even though the kids go to the same school, she can't always take them all the time. So hence why I was on the agency to obviously do, jobs here and there, have the flexibility of having holidays off, because obviously she gets school holidays, etc. And that's how it works generally. But obviously, after school clubs, cost a fortune. So, again, we have to be flexible, hence why I'm on agency. Okay, so I did go on agency as well to gain experience. That's one of the good things, you can go in there as a new driver, and before you know it, you will get some work out there, and it all adds up, without a doubt. Obviously, other good bits, usually guaranteed 8 hours. Usually, it depends. Now, obviously, I'm on a courier company at the minute, and due to cutting costs, I'm only being paid, even though I'm on an agency, for what work I do. So it's not always the case, but I would certainly say, I'd say 90% of agencies and companies guaranteed 8 hours. And usually after that, it's time and a half. So if you go to a firm and they're trying to stretch you, you know that you're getting paid good money if you're going over your 8 hours. It kind of cushions the blow a little bit of rushing round thinking, oh, I want to get home, when you might be getting paid £19 per hour. Hey, they're paying for it, simple as that. Obviously not all agencies do that, but some do. Okay. It's generally simple work as well. Remember that when you go into these firms, you're not going to be going through training. They're paying you to do a job, so it has to be fairly simple. They can't be training you to do this. Simply, usually general haulage or delivery, as you say. Addresses, there you go, that's what you do. Simple as. So it's generally simple work as well. So there are lots of good bits about that. Obviously, I've spoken about this in a previous video about pros and cons. Lots of good things about being an agency. And if only it was the whole year round, if only. But that's the biggest catch and the biggest, obviously, flaw. It's not all year round. The agency I was on, some people are on 4 or 5 agencies and they still didn't get work, which I'll come to in a minute. But I was on one agency and I got fairly decent work, spring, summer, and then September come and everything just cut off. It just cut off. In October, nothing. And hence why I had to go up to a different agency. And then when they built up the Christmas, I went on to the courier firms via the agency. So that was okay. And so far, it's got me through January. But I phoned up my previous agency, nothing going. I phoned up another agency that was applying for new drivers to come on board with them. They say exactly the same thing. So once you speak to one agency, if they go quiet, chances are the others will go quiet as well. You might be looking at temp to permanent positions, but generally on an agency where you want to just get work week by week and not be on that temp to perm basis, everything goes quiet January, February, and probably March might pick up a little bit, but I wouldn't say I don't think it'll be just week every single week. And that comes to another issue as well. There's been a few times, even in the prime season, spring, summer, I've got work, and then come maybe been allocated work on Thursday. On Friday, they might cancel. It's happened before, and because all the other agencies have allocated day work for the following week, you're stuck for work. You might get lucky. Someone might drop out, it might be a couple of days, but generally that next week, through no fault of your own, you've been booked in somewhere, they've cancelled, and that's it. Been times, obviously, where, I've done 1 day, 1 or 2 days, and they've cancelled for the rest of the week. It's not a great feeling. You always take it personally. Don't take it personally. It's just the way business works. Nothing against you personally, unless you've, absolutely crashed the vehicle. But, it's nothing personal, but it does affect you, and you do get a bit downbeat about it. And obviously then, you've got to think about your pension, obviously, and holidays as well. You don't usually get paid for holidays. You can get that holiday umbrella payment But obviously that goes by week, how many weeks you work, and then you might get half a day off, a day off. You know, it's not enough to, let's just say, you know, 2 months down the line, oh, I'm going on a 2-week holiday. Is this covered? Well, it won't be. You have to work there quite a while for that to be covered. And same goes for sick as well, sick pay as well. Again, you can maybe take it as holiday pay, but there you go, not sick pay. So that worries me a little bit. Certainly pension, you know, I'm getting that little bit middle age now, and you do worry about that. That's certainly on my mind. And that's what it is. It's just a guarantee. Week by week, you're waiting. Every Wednesday, Thursday, when they allocate work, you phone up. Is there any work? You know, and it's that worry, isn't it? And it all comes down to how much you need to earn. It's as simple as that. And for me, you know, I need to earn a certain amount, I think, but I'm not desperate to earn that certain amount. Certainly not for a short period. If it went, you know, maybe a couple of weeks, you know, maybe I could do without that. But once you go in towards, you know, 3-4 weeks without pay, a job, then yeah, I would have to move on. It's as simple as that. So it totally depends on what you need to earn. If you need to earn a good amount, you know, let's just say you're on your own, you know, you're paying for your own place, you've got bills to pay, you're spending money, whatever you do, agency won't be enough. As far as I'm concerned, it just won't be enough. If you have class 1 and class 2, you know, that might help as well, because obviously you can work both sides there, but I would still say it's just not, it's going to cause you a lot of stress worrying. It really is. And I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. If you only need to earn a certain amount, then potentially you could get through. But again, what happens when you come to these quiet months? December, maybe, well, halfway through December, it starts going quiet. January, February, there's nothing out there. One agency told me they've only got 2 drivers out on a temp to perm basis. That's it, nothing else. So what are you going to do for the 2 months? A lot of people do go into full-time jobs, and that's where they go. Some might go in full-time jobs for a while, then come back out and go back on agency. That's a possibility. But yeah, to be on agency for a full 12 months, for the full year, constantly, I think is a battle for most people. It really is. Unless you, you know, have got a partner who's earning a lot of money and you can just contribute here and there, that's fine. But even for me, earning a certain amount, it's still stressful. It really is. And when you know, you want to, personally, you want to contribute, you want to get your pension up there, you want to help out here, you want to help out there, pay for holidays, you know, you got kids stuff, everything else, it does affect you. So again, you know, why am I an agency now then, you might ask? If I'm saying all this, why am I an agency now? Well, like I say, my circumstances dictate it at the minute. You know, at the moment, I can get back and can pick up my kids from school because I'm only on 6 till 2. It works for me at the minute. At the minute, we're down to 1 car. So my partner struggles a little bit here and there. We had trouble with the old car. And when she's working, I can take the kids off her. They're only young and they can't always be with her, especially if she's got team meetings as well. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes, you know, if I'm working maybe, you know, and finish a little bit later, she can have them, but she does find it hard. So we're kind of in that balance at the minute where she wants me to work, but she also needs me there as well. It's a funny situation, but I will tell you now, if I was single on my own, if I didn't have kids, as it stands for our bills, I will probably be looking at getting a full-time job. Certainly for a certain amount of time. Definitely. Maybe from September all the way through to March or April, I'd maybe look for full-time jobs, maybe go an agency then. In the summer, who knows? But I think I'd be, certainly at my age, I think I'd be looking to try and get a full-time job for now and see how that goes. Maybe when I'm older, things might change, but that's how I feel. So there's my experience of agencies. They're good. Great to get experience, great if you need flexibility, great if you don't need to earn that much. You know, great simple work. I've enjoyed working for a good few firms there. Been chilled out. It's been nice to have that flexibility to feel, hey, if they put a load on me or they pressure me, I can just walk away. But the money, more often than not, has stressed me out. Without a doubt. Every single week, if I got work, I'm not working this week, it will stress you out. So think hard about whether you want to stay in an agency. Be on there for a little while, it's fine, but you have to think about your own circumstances if you want to stay in agencies. It's just one of those things where it's great, but there's that one catch. It's just not all year round. Simple as that, really. Right, thank you for watching this video. All the subscribers, keep them coming. I'm really grateful, honestly, I really am. It's great. seeing the count go up, it's really gratifying. I just want to give as much advice I can to all the new drivers, to all existing drivers. You know, get all the advice I can out there, and just give you a heads up. There's, you know, I've had to speak to a few drivers to get some heads up, and it's just no substitute really for that bit of knowledge. So thank you very much, and I will see you again for another video shortly. Thank you. Keep on trucking.